Hey guys, it's Peter. I just want to talk to you guys about investing and something that my real estate coach actually from Tom Ferry said that I should probably do a video on, just because it's a project that I'm currently working on. In the real estate business, it's kind of fun for me because it's really my first real estate investment, and it happens to be in Portugal. So just kind of wanted to talk about like what the process has been so far, how we found this place, and why we're personally investing in it. So with that, let me start. I'm humbled and I'm honored that I even have the ability to buy something that's currently in construction in a small little town in the Algarve section of Portugal called Armação de Pera. I hope I'm not butchering the name too well or too much, but we were told about this place through one of my clients who actually wound up selling a property down in Brick, New Jersey, and him and his wife plan on spending about 6 months out of the year down there, and got me kind of thinking of what my goals are in life, and really other than spending time with my family and helping people finding the right houses for themselves, it's just kind of going and touring and exploring. And for my wife's birthday, we decided to go to Portugal, but a few things happened before then. Like I said, my friend Henry, who is a client, is buying a property down in this beautiful brand new construction that's literally across the street from the beach. And I had asked him, do you have any more information on that? And he was kind enough to give me Nuno's name, who was the sales manager for this new development. It was 256 condo units when they started the project. And fortunately, timing is sometimes everything in real estate. And what they were looking for, what we were originally looking for, was how much did we really want to spend on something like this. And when we looked at it, we had a couple of conversations, Amber and I, and we really kind of discussed that if we're going to spend time there, we want ocean views. And it's funny because you don't travel 6-7 hours, 8 hours in some extent, to go overseas and hang out and then just have like a condo. Like Airbnbs, they're great and all that, but this is a luxury condo, and I'll post the link. It's something called Bayline. I think they only have 4 units left out of the 256, but I'll also post Nuno's contact there in case you guys are interested, or just reach out to me. That's probably the easiest way, and I can make the introduction. But these condos, they range anywhere, I guess, pre-construction, they were going for under 300,000 euros, all the way up to 3.5 million. But when we called, they had just released the building that's actually facing the ocean views. And there's, I don't know how many buildings there are, but I believe there's only like 4 units per floor, something like that. So, but 3 of them specifically are the ones that are facing the ocean. And we wound up getting a place on the 4th floor out of 6 floors. We just couldn't afford, the $1 million plus units. But we got something that was comfortable for us. We wound up paying a little bit more for a smaller unit, but what was most important for us was the oceanfront view. And more kind of my sales manager said, if you're strictly looking for ROI, you're better off almost getting something that has ocean views, but not direct ocean views, side views, as they say. But again, we were willing to pay a little bit more. And the journey begins. Like, what do you have to do? So we got a list of the properties. We put a deposit down. That is scarier than all heck to do when you've never seen a property, when you don't know the people that you're talking to, etc. So we wired some money overseas just to hold the unit that we were looking at. After that, it's the requirements are pretty simple. I believe that if you are a Portuguese national or a Portuguese citizen, you can get a property at 15%. If you don't have citizenship in Portugal, they require 30% down. Now, obviously, you have to pass it's known as KYC, or know your client. So there's no money laundering involved, etc. Turns out that the one rule which we weren't aware of was that because it's new construction, we went through the whole bank approval process, and you're going to have to do that with a Portuguese bank. You will have to get a social number from Portugal before you do anything, and you're going to have to open up a bank account. It took us about a month to go through that whole process. It wasn't too complicated. You just had to send forms. There's a website. The whole process is pretty interesting. But anyway, we went through the whole process, and then we find out that we actually can get the condo with 15% down, but you have to put 30% down pre-construction, and then they refund you at closing if you want the 15% back. A little bit weird, but I could understand why, because it's, the bank doesn't want to assume the risk with the new construction if the project goes south, etc. So with that said, we did have to come up with 30%, which we weren't expecting, but certainly willing to do. The next part of this whole equation was actually going to Portugal and see what we were purchasing before we put the whole 30% down. So that's what we did in July for Amber's birthday. We wound up going there, and the long of it is that I actually wound up breaking my big toe while we were on the adventure. And up until just recently, I found out that I literally broke my toe in 3 different places, literally walking barefoot and hitting a curb. So that was my low light of the trip. But if that's the only thing that happened to me that was bad, that's a good day. So anyway, we're buying this place in Bayline. We're super excited for it. And what's really cool about it is that they have a property management company. They charge a fee off the top, off your gross income, which, it is what it is. It's part of doing business, but we should be cash flow positive within 2 years. I shouldn't say cash flow positive, but we should be making money within 2 years, reinvesting into the condo or buying some more properties out there. The conversion rate right now is about 1-to-1 euro to dollar. When we started the process, it was $1.07 to €1. So we've certainly got the benefit of a stronger dollar for our purchase. Another interesting thing is we didn't know what the interest rate was going to be. Apparently, because it's new construction, they can only do variable interest rates. So what they do is you pay a small carrying cost up until the actual closing. And this is, the loan's been approved only for a year. The project should close, or they should be available to actually close on what they call the deed in January/February. So we have more than ample time. If it gets delayed after that, we run some extended delays with the bank, and we probably have to go through the underwriting process again, but that's where we're at right now. But going back to the interest rates, had no idea what interest rates were going to be. We were expecting them to be, at the time we had a jump in the US market from 3% interest rates to give or take 6%. So I just thought we were going to be around 6%. Turns out the variable interest rate right now that we're locked into, or not locked into, but starting off with, is about 2 7/8. So under 3%, which, if you remember what the US market was just about 7 months ago, that's where interest rates were. And that's why everybody was buying. There was a feeding frenzy. So assuming interest rates stay there, we're going to keep all our euro money in euros to avoid the conversion fees. But this is hopefully the first of many. We got in very well with the developer, or the developer salesperson. Our banker, our lender there was tremendous. I've shared this story with somebody else. Turns out that they mentioned that they were also buying a condo that was new construction in a town about 2 hours north of us, near Porto. And we gave him the lender's name, and he was tremendous finding him a lender as well. So if you're interested in buying overseas, specifically in Portugal, you might want to give me a call. We're looking forward to buying more stuff out there. Kind of pays for itself in the long run. and specifically new construction stuff. Now, the Bayline development is, what I call luxury condo living. Most of the people there are full-time tenants, but there's no restrictions with renting it out. Initially, we're just planning on staying for a month out of the year. We kind of booked our month for next year, and we're looking forward to hopefully one day spending all of our summers there. But again, only time will tell. This is the tale of my first investment in Portugal on how I broke my toe. So if you need any information, whether you're buying here or anywhere else, I'm located in New Jersey, but I always share this. We're here to answer questions. I got 2 referrals in the last 30 days. One of them was looking for a house to buy in North London, and the other one was in San Juan, Puerto Rico. 2 totally different markets. The way that they go about real estate there is actually kind of really interesting once you get under the hood a little bit. We're just kind of, we're just blessed that we are able to help people. So again, I'm sure I left out tons of information on this. If you have any questions, give me a call, 917-690-5390. Thanks, guys.